All right, welcome in. This is PEL Live, the mid-season edition. I'm Benom81. I'm the owner of the Titans, and I have Brandon. Say hello, Brandon.
Hello, I am Motor Saban. I'm the coach of the Jags.
All right, we're going to get into. We're going to look over the league. We're going to look over the team stats. We're going to start with the top offenses in the PEL. In total offense,
Would you look at who's number one?
the Jaguars are the top of the league. 3,500 total yards with 1,944 through the air and 1,061 on the ground, averaging a solid 42.7 points a game. Brandon, tell us a little bit about your quarterback that you drafted.
Yeah, I got me a rookie quarterback. I never should have got him. I tried to trade for him, and then my trade fell through, and somehow he ended up with me anyway. And I think the only person in the league that was really mad about it was the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think everybody else 5 and wanted to move up to get him or something like that, right?
That's right.
And he just couldn't quite pull the trigger on the deal.
But if he's watching this, just let him know that he was worth it at number 4.
Second, we have the Giants. Giants has been a member of the league way back in his League of Legends. He's a very good offensive player. 2871 through the air, 1933 through the air, 2871 overall, 938 yards on the ground, and 27.9. We know that Saquon Barkley is going to touch the ball a lot. The Falcons got his quarterback from Brandon in a trade. Tell us about that guy.
Tyree Jackson. And before anyone makes fun of this guy, he did good with the Jaguars too last year. He won about 3 games for me when I just got fed up with Gardner Minshew. Of course, I got fed up with Gardner Minshew a lot. And Kyle was needing a quarterback, so we had a trade about week 3 or week 4. And he traded me Jacoby Brissett and a 4th-round pick. And he's got a cannon back there for quarterback now. But he's only 62 overall.
And we'll see a little bit in this video where the turnovers come in. So he's got a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns, a lot of turnovers. Kyle has 2,800, ranked 2819 total offense, ranked 3rd in the league, 2244 through the air, 577 on the ground, average 31 points a game. Awesome. Top 5s. The end of the top 5, we have the vaunted Dolphins. 6-1. Towns just lights it up. 2797 through total offense, 1818 through the air, 979 on the ground, averaging 45.7 points a game. Out of these 14 receiving touchdowns and 22 rushing touchdowns, I would bet Thompson has the lion's share of them.
Yeah, so most of them came against me week 1 when we had that 69-63 game.
Yeah, that is crazy. That thing went to overtime. I think Towns won the toss. Whoever won the toss is going to win that game. Week 1.
Hey, it's Big 12 football at its best.
Oh, yeah. We lack a little defense in that game. All right, so those are your top 5 offenses. And as you can see, the top 5 offenses, Dolphins are 6-1. Falcons are 5-2. Giants are 6-2. The Jaguars are 6-1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Cowboys. I'm sorry. Cowboys are sitting in here at 5. Gafe would have been mad if we'd left him out of this one. 27-77 total for him. 23-27 through the air and 450 on the ground, averaging 24.6 points a game. It's a very offensive game. He has 22 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, and 96 first downs. So Agape getting it done on the offensive side of the ball.
He's got Josh Allen running that offense now as well. So his quarterback position drastically improved.
Yeah, so for you new guys, throwing power, Josh Allen has, 98 throw power, and getting the ball there quick is a big deal. Okay, we're going to move on to the top 5 defenses in the league. This is an interesting interesting to have the Bengals up here at number 1 at the top defense, because when you think about the Bengals user, Aaron, you think about offense. And right now he has the top defense in the league with the Bengals at 1,605 yards, 11-16 through the air, 489 on the ground, and has only given up 126 points. And he's played 6 games, so pull out your trusty dusty calculator. He's averaging less than, 20 points a game? 21 points a game.
21 points a game.
21 points a game. You would think with A at physics I'd be able to do that in my head, but no. Bugatti, second. Bugatti is an excellent defensive player, has been for a long time. 1670 total, 1030 through the air, 640 on the ground, 153 points. The Bears.
I don't think that's Bugatti. The Rams is.
Oh, the Rams is not Bugatti. That's right. We have a new Rams user. I guess Bugatti, he's been the Rams so much that I just associate with the Rams. Bugatti's actually the Chargers, so he's the other team in LA. Yeah, so can you look and tell me who the Rams user is?
It's like too young for everyone. He was in my division.
Everyone.
He was in my division last year.
Well, welcome to the league. Too young for everyone, and you're doing a great job defensively at 1670, 1030.
Young to everyone.
Young to.
I was close.
Gotcha. 153 points, 9 sacks, 1 fumble, 16 interceptions. So he's getting the job. Getting turnovers too. Ed, when you think about the Bears, think about defense. Ed's always the Bears. Ed is always tough on defense. Offense is Ed's Achilles heel, but he's only allowing 1,700 yards so far. 13-19 through the air, 381 on the ground, only giving up 137 points. 12 sacks for him, 2 fumble recoveries, and 18 interceptions. So he's doing a good job of getting turnovers. Nietzsche comes in at number 1, 2, 3, 4 at 1,773. 1480 through the air, 291 on the ground, 158 points, 11 sacks, no fumble recoveries, 11 interceptions. And here's Bugatti down here at 5. Like I said, Bugatti's a great defensive player. See those numbers there: 1806, 1235, 571, only 119. That may be tops in the league. Yes, tops in the league for Bugatti at points allowed. 11 sacks.
Now we talked about this before we started the stream. Bugatti has probably the game of the week this week is him and Towns face off.
Yeah.
So that number is likely to change.
So yeah, the interesting, styles make fights, right? So you have the Chargers, who have given up the least amount of points in the league, and then if you look up here at the offenses, Towns is the highest scoring team in the league. So defense versus offense should be a great game. I don't know when they're going to play, but you might want to tune in for that. All right, so third down conversions. Everybody knows that this game is all about converting on third down. The rules of our league, you have to punt, and you only get 1 fake punt a game, or 1 fake kick a game, and unless you're across the 50 and it's 4th and 2 or less, you got to punt it. So getting off the field on third down is a big deal. And if you look here, the Dolphins are at 59%, the Colts are at 57%, the Rams, too young to everyone, right? 57%.
Young to everyone, yep.
Yeah, Steelers are 56%. Half the league guys over 50%. The Browns, the Packers, the Bengals, Chargers, Titans, Seahawks, Jaguars, Chiefs, the Washington football team, Rag Joe, Ed, and all over 50%. And I think we gotta get on the Cowboys a little bit for throwing for all those yards and only being 45% on third down, right?
That's right.
That's right.
It's fun to get on to the Cowboys.
Oh yeah. Always take a shot at Agape if you can. We love you, Agape. As you can see, the Falcons here, 41%. That's the quarterback problems that he's having. So he's got a cannon for an arm, and he's going to complete a bunch of big passes, and then he's going to overthrow, passes, interceptions. So look down here at the bottom of the league. We got the Patriots down here at 32%, the Vikings at 32%, the Texans at 36%. How tough to win football games, you're not converting on third down. Got to punt it away. Move on to red zone efficiency. And as you can see, Brandon is tops in the league here with the Jaguars at 95%. He gets in the red zone, he scores. And not only does he score, he's scoring touchdowns. He's really good. He's got his quarterback. He's got speed all over the field, and he just creates angles and scores touchdowns, don't you, Brandon?
I don't think I'm that good. I think I've benefited a little bit this season from speed, maybe.
Yeah, well, you put that speed on your team, so, Brandon spent like $80 million in the offseason. He got all the players that he wanted, drafted really well, and you can see it right
They're
there.
all on one-year deals. I don't want to keep most of them.
They're stopgap players, and you can also see that Brandon does a good job when teams get in the red zone at not allowing them to score. He has 4 stops in the red zone where they haven't scored at all. 11 touchdowns, 1 field goal, and you can see my problem why I'm 3-4. As I do a great job of scoring in the red zone at 94%, I am getting scored on at 93%. Not only that, 12 touchdowns, 3 field goals. You got the Eagles, Sonzo, 7-0, best, only undefeated team in the league. He's at 92%, 17 touchdowns, 7 field goals, and 26 trips. And when teams get in the red zone, they're not scoring touchdowns. They've only scored 5 touchdowns out of 17 trips and only 4 field goals for 52%. That's like a big deal. That's why he's 7-0.
That's a ridiculously low defensive red zone efficiency.
The Dolphins, another killer team, 1 seed last year. He's 6-1. 28 trips in the red zone, 24 touchdowns, 1 field goal, 89%. And then, like I said, another ridiculously low number, 14 defensive trips in the red zone, 7 touchdowns, and 2 field goals for only 64%. That's a big deal. This is a pretty good surprise. This is no surprise that Matt's good in the red zone offensively, but the surprise here is that Matt is giving up red zone scores. This is an odd number for Matt. 14 touchdowns, 6 field goals, 86% defensively. But as you can see, he doesn't waste his opportunities offensively. 13 touchdowns, 4 field goals for 89%, sitting at 3-4 in the NFC South. Let's see, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, those are your top 5 offensive people. And let's look at the top 5 defensive people. Sonzo, 52%, like we already talked about. The Giants. The Giants are 6-2. Why? So people get in the red zone, they're not scoring. 22 trips, 8 touchdowns, 4 field goals, 54%. Steelers. Go ahead.
Newcomer, the Steelers.
Yeah.
The Steelers are 57%. That's really good. It's really good to be new.
Yeah, so 8 times people have gotten the red zone of him and haven't scored at all. We'll have to watch his stream and figure out what he's doing. He's hit sticking or he's lurking. He's doing something down there to keep people out. The Lions are 3-3, 23 trips, 14 touchdowns, 0 field goals. So 9 trips that people have been down there haven't scored on the Lions. Pretty impressive. And there's Towns again. We went over Towns not letting people score in the red zone. And then our bad down here with the Saints. 20 trips, 13 scores, only 10 touchdowns, 3 field goals. That stuff's very important. Translates into winning. I think we can skip over penalties. Penalties is just a Madden fluke. But this is it. This is where the bread is buttered here. Turnover differential. Your top teams in the league are going to have a very high turnover differential. If you look at the top, the Dolphins plus 20, 6-1. The Jets are at 6-2. They're plus 18. The Giants are at 15, plus 15. Eagles are at plus 14. They're 7-0. Like I said, the Giants are 6-2. The newcomer Steelers, 3-3. He's plus 11. It's kind of interesting to see his record at 3-3. Brandon, can you check and see if he's had any like simmed games?
I'm headed there now.
All right. The Lions are plus 9. The Jaguars are plus 8 at 6-1. The Broncos are at 6, plus 6. They're 5-2. The Seahawks are 4-3. They're plus 5. And Brandon, we were looking at this a minute ago before we started the stream. He had an interesting, topic. I think it was the Titans. Who was it, Brandon? The Titans, the Cardinals, and the Bengals.
I'd have to get back in there. I got to look. Oh, win turnovers.
Yeah, we're talking about giveaways versus takeaways.
We looked at Kyle because we talked about that quarterback I traded to him earlier. And his turnover differential was at 0, which was surprising because he has 40 takeaways. The 3 teams ahead of him were the Bengals, the Titans, and someone else. And collectively, the Cardinals. Collectively, the Bengals, the Cardinals, and the Titans have 32 takeaways together. Kyle has 40, but they still have a better turnover differential.
Because Kyle,
go big or go home. That's Kyle's motto.
Not only can he learn, he's also throwing 35 interceptions this season. Crazy. And of course, we got to get on our boy Agape down here, being a commissioner of the league down here last at negative 24. Come on, Agape. Quit turning the ball over. We got Josh Allen. Grip it and rip it. Get it in there.
That's
okay.
right.
So what about Pittsburgh? Have we got anything on Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh has played every one of his games. Very consistent, it seems like.
Interesting that he's plus 11 and 3-3. That usually translates into a lot of wins. Has he had a tough schedule?
I'd have to get back with you on his schedule. I thought it was real interesting because not only is his turnover differential good, but if I remember correctly, his defensive red zone efficiency was top 3, I believe.
Okay.
So he might just be bad luck at this point.
Well, if you look at the schedule, so he played Ed, and then he played Lee, but then he had to play Dream and Aaron and Nietzsche, all 3 in a row. He lost all 3 of those games, and
it looks like he'll get a win this week. They got the force already set for him.
So 4-3 for the Steelers. That's Coach QKP 35, man. Glad to have you. Looks like you're playing some good ball, man. We just got to get that schedule cleaned up a little bit for you. Looks like you got the Chiefs after the Ravens, the Lions, the Raiders. So it doesn't look like it's going to be very easy. Never know when Tristan's coming back. He's got Tristan again, the Packers, the Chargers, Bengals. Pretty tough schedule there for the Steelers.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later, but the AFC was a tough division to enter.
So let's look at this. Let's go to the standings.
Or conference to enter.
Yeah, let's go to the standings and have a look at these division races. I don't know if I think Matt covered these yesterday. We'll go over them again for any of those who missed his video. All right, so the AFC, we'll start there. The Dolphins are at 6-1. The Jaguars are at 6-1. The Dolphins lead the East. The Jaguars have a commanding lead in the South. The Broncos are leading the West. The Jets are right on the Dolphins. And I believe, does he have a win over the Dolphins?
The Dolphins only loss are to the Jets.
Okay.
Now the Jets lost this past week. They were both 6-1 at one point, I believe, but I think the Jets lost right after beating the Dolphins to somebody.
We'll get more into the division race when we look in the division. This is kind of overview look. Chargers are leading the West at 4-2. No, the Broncos are leading at 5-2. And then the Bengals are in the hunt. The Chiefs in the hunt. The Colts are in the hunt at 4-3. Then you got the Browns, the Steelers are at 3-3, and then we have the losing records down here. Myself, the Patriots, the Bills, Texans, the Raiders, and the Ravens. Like I said, I think Tristan is on auto. And that's kind of looking over the AFC. But as we get into the division races, very tight here in the North. The Bengals are at 4-2. The Browns are at 4-2. We talked about the Steelers being at 3-3, and the Ravens down here on auto at 1-6. Division's pretty wide open. Not sure the Ravens can get back in it, but 33 team. Brandon, you got a favorite in this one?
Oh, if I were picking, I mean they're all pretty good. I'm gonna give the edge to the Steelers just from stat wise, just to.
Yeah, he's playing some good ball.
Playing really good. I mean, those numbers have to even out. If I learned anything through all the fantasy sports that I play, that everything will even out at the end of the year.
Yeah, I like that.
Stat-wise.
He's living up to his name. Having coach in front of him, he's taking care of the football, and he's getting turnovers, and he's playing smart. I personally like Aaron. With Aaron playing the kind of defense he's playing, and he's got that young quarterback Joe Burrow. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, well, I'm an Alabama fan, and I refuse to pull for Joe Burrow. Sorry, Aaron.
All right. As we move to the AFC South, Brandon is command. I'll let Brandon talk about this division.
Well, I'm pretty much taking over. It's how it had to be in the South. I had to take over. Last year I was in third place throughout most of the year, so I had to turn it around.
Well, tell me about the Colts, Titans, and the Texans.
Okay. They're all very good teams. I just got done playing the Texans, and I really won a game off of bad luck on his part. The Titans knows my gameplay way too well, so I always have to do things differently against him. Now, the Colts, I can play straight up, and I've kind of learned a few things from him. I don't want to give a whole lot away because then he'll change what he does against me. But it's typically good games anytime I play any of these division games. They're typically close games. It was, I'll put it to you this way. 3 teams in this division had 11 wins or more last season. They're just very competitive division.
Yeah, Colts and I have played twice and split. I still have both games coming up against Brandon. I played the Texans this morning. Usually a lot of fun to play in this division. Brandon and I decided to get in this division together so we could play each other. Got a little side bet of dinner on who wins most games. So I think he's going to try to take command of that at the end of this season, but I look to get back in it eventually. Moving on to the AFC East, we got looks like a 2-horse race here between the Dolphins and the Jets. And like I said, I believe the Jets. I'm going to back out and look at the schedule to make sure and see when the Jets and the Dolphins play. While I'm doing that, Brandon can talk about the division.
Yeah, it's accurate. It's a 2-horse race. I'm going to give the edge to the Dolphins. No offense, Jets. Until Kevin Thompson gets a little bit older, starts to regress a little, he's just too much to handle right now. The Jets very solid defensively. I haven't played him in quite a while. I know I haven't played him this year, like all year yet, not just this season. But I think I'll play him later on this season.
In week 6, the Jets beat the Dolphins 35-28, and they will play again in week 12. That possibly could be a huge game for the AFC East crown. And probably a home playoff game in the winner of that game. So that's kind of how this division will shake out. Still gotta like the Dolphins. Kind of like what Brandon was saying earlier. The cream rises to the top, and the stats don't lie. And the Dolphins are just with Kevin Thompson. Oh, that's still the schedule. Let's get back over here to the standings.
With Kevin Thompson, you're pairing him with a rookie quarterback in Tua. Too. They got a long future ahead of them. This is Madden for the most part.
And Lord have mercy, look at this AFC West. It was a horse race down to the end last season. You got Dream at 5-2. You got Bugatti at 4-2. You got the Chiefs at 4-2, and the Raiders down here no slouch at 2-4.
Now I watched the Raiders and the Broncos, and I know the records don't do it any justice, but I watched their game yesterday, and it was a thriller. So your number 1 team in that division beat your number 4 team in that division by 5 points. That's a very competitive division. I think Cody's starting to figure it out too.
Yeah, I think in case you all haven't noticed, we switched all Madden to try to help out the defense a little bit, and I think that's really going to benefit Cody down here with the Raiders. It also should help Bugatti too, being a really good defensive player. Dream, I think, and the Chiefs are a little more offensive players, so maybe it'll even that out even more. So, all right, let's look over the NFC. Brandon and I being the NFC, we might not have all the inside edges on all the NFC teams, but the Eagles, Sonzo at 7-0. Sonzo is a former champion in this league. The Falcons are 5-2.
I'm guessing he was here a little before my time because I never remember playing him, so I couldn't tell you much about him just yet.
Yeah, he was back in League of Legends. I think when we switched it over to the PEL, he was here. Maybe right before you got here. We all know about the Giants. Giants are at 6-2. And then we have a little drop off here. We have the Seahawks down here at 4-3. And man, the NFC is a little top heavy. Only 1, 2, 3, 4 winning records here. We got 3-3 Lions, the 3-4 Packers, we got the 3-3 Rams, the 3-3 Cardinals, the 3-4 49ers, the 3-4 Panthers, the 2-4 football team, Saints.
That is a stupid name. I know Agape says that every week, but that's a stupid name. The football team.
They took the Redskins away from them, so what are you gonna do? The Saints went to the Super Bowl last year. They're 2-4. The Bears are at 2-5. The Cowboys are 2-6. The Vikings are 1-5. The Bucks are 0-7. So it's interesting that some of these NFC teams are going to have to start, just by the nature of the schedule, are going to start winning. So I guess let's look at, we'll go by division, and we'll start in the NFC West, where the Seahawks are 4-3. Wow, the Rams are at 3-3. The Cardinals are at 3-3, and the 49ers are at 3-4. So this thing's wide open. I know I played the Cardinals. He was very tough to defend. He was very efficient with Kyler Murray. I haven't played the Rams yet or the Seahawks, and I know Eric is solid. Have you played the Rams or you played the Seahawks, haven't you, Brandon? What did you think about Seahawks?
I played the Seahawks earlier this season. I did beat him. He is Mr. Hitstick. It seemed like every time I tried to do anything, I was getting hit-sticked. I fumbled 2 or 3 times that game, but I did end up winning. The Rams, like we talked about earlier, is a solid player. He was in the division with me, Eric, and Agape at the beginning of last year. And when he did play, he was very very hard to beat, very solid player. So, everyone knows Eric's just
steady as she goes.
Very balanced, steady as it gets.
And we know that there is no targeting in Madden, right? So, Seahawks hit stick away, my man.
Yeah.
All right. NFC
then
East.
The Cardinals, I don't know too much about him. I haven't played him, or at least since last year.
All right, so the NFC East, Sanzo's at 7-0. The Giants are at 6-2. Washington football team's at 2-4, and Agape is down here at 2-6. Yeah, Sanzo's tough. Giants tough. 2-horse race here. Let's see if the Giants and the Eagles have played. Let's see who's got the leg up here.
I wonder if they play twice. Giants are 2-2 in the division, or if the Cowboys or the football team has got a victory over the Giants.
So the Eagles, the Giants smoked, or the Eagles smoked the Giants in Week 7, 46-14, and they play again. Oh, maybe they already have played twice. Cowboys, Lions. Oh yeah, I'm looking for the Eagles. I was looking for the Giants. I'm on the Giants. Okay, they play again in Week 14. So
they only play themselves once.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? I get confused sometimes, people. You always have to bear with me. Okay, so that's your NFC East. Could come down to Week 14. The NFC South, you have the 5-2. The 5-2 Falcons. Like I said, he's a turnover machine. He's either going to get them or he's going to get them. And you would think that that would be conducive for Matt because Matt doesn't make mistakes. He's usually got a very good game plan. Should be a 2-horse race in this one too. You expect Matt to come on and push the Falcons here. Saints are 2-4, and the Bucks down here at 0-7. Really struggling. Yeah. Kyle's a lurker. He's a great lurker, and he'll put a lot of pressure on you offensively. I usually just hand the ball off and run right at him. Anything to add on the
Screens and
NFC
draws,
South?
RPOs.
Yeah, I love the RPOs. Anything to add in the South, Brendan?
Nah, not really.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and move into the NFC North. Division is owned by the Lions. The Packers are sitting there at 3-4. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got a chance, right? He still have Aaron Rodgers?
He's wanting to get rid of Aaron Rodgers. I know he still has him, but I think he really just wants him to retire.
Yeah, good luck on finding somebody to take that $40 million contract, I think. Not a lot of people are going to take that on, especially at Aaron Rodgers' age. Like Jeff Barrett used to say, he's ready for the wheelchair. He's so old. The Bears are at 2-5, and the Vikings down here at 1-5. So I mean, really 3-horse race here. You got Ed at 2-5. You got Puff over here at the Packers 3-4, looking to dump Aaron Rodgers' contract. Anybody want to take that off his hands? Feel free. And the Lions are at 3-3.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll give Aaron Rodgers away. He won't even ask for anything in return.
Yep.
So if you want him, he's there for the taking.
All right. Now we've covered all the team stats in the division, and usually these things last about 30 minutes. We're at 33 minutes and a half now. So I'll just give you a rundown that every article you write and every video you do goes to your incentive bonus. 15 articles/videos, 25 videos/articles, and 35, you'll get to cut one of your players' salary in half. Now you're not going to lose the bonus. You're not going to get the bonus money cut in half because we don't want you just dropping people and not having to pay the price. But we'll get that salary cut in half. You'll have more money to re-sign people. You have more money to operate in free agency. It opens up trades for you. I think Brandon, you're heading for 35 articles this year, right?
Yeah, I don't really have that many expensive contracts though. It's really about building this Jags team. It's getting free agency money to spot and play while I'm building through the draft.
Yeah. And my goal is 25. I want to cut Tannehill's money in half and Derrick Henry's in half, and I can get that. I'll have a little wiggle room because I'm right up against the cap. We got people on the resign. So make sure that you create content for this league. Matt, our commissioner, has always rewarded people that participate, and we'll rise up those Daddy League rankings. And Brandon, I mean, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, everybody, good luck in the second half of the season. And we'll see how the playoffs shake out. We'll do another one of these a little way down the road, okay? Hope you enjoyed PEL Live. Good night, everybody.